Oi there, Studios, OldClassicGamer here, making a update video regarding Crash and Spyro, well, mostly Crash in this case. So, as all of you know, yesterday I made a video where I was discussing about an article that it was interviewing Andrew House, and he talked about Crash and Spyro. And basically, what he said in the article is that he wouldn't close the door on a case of bringing back Crash, which implied that he maybe has some plans and negotiations with Activision themselves. Well, now I'm going to talk about another article which can be a little like an add-on to the story. Well, not fully, but in a way. So, as you all know, Naughty Dog is holding a fan art contest to celebrate 30th anniversary, promoting fans to create Uncharted, Last of Us, and Jak and Daxter fan arts. Some people noticed that Crash Bandicoot, the character that made Naughty Dog what they are today, he was not offered on the list, so people could not submit Crash fan arts to qualify. So a fan asked, why is there no Crash? And basically the response was, sorry, no Crash, and a sad face. Another fan asked, could they just ask Activision for permission? But the answer was, we asked, it's not something we can offer for this. So that's pretty much it. There are more details, of course, in the article itself. So I'm going to be leaving it in the description, but this is basically the most important part. And honestly, what I can say is we can see that Naughty Dog tried to ask Activision, but they got denied. So why did they get denied? That's an easy guess. Activision asked enormous amount of money, and they said it's not something we can offer for this. They were implying that they could not offer that much money just for a fan art contest, which again makes sense. I'm in no way criticizing Naughty Dog and saying that they should have paid and not be like cheap, because that's not how it works. Because honestly, it's just a fan art contest. They shouldn't need to spend a lot of money on Crash just to get permission for fan art contests. It's not a game. Like for PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, Activision asked $18 million for Crash to be included there. Superbot, company that was developing a game, that was their first game they ever developed, of course couldn't afford $18 million for Crash. I mean, that's just ridiculously huge amount of money. I'm a little bit disappointed Sony didn't pay Activision that much, but Superbot in no way could do it themselves, because it's just too big amount of money for them. But I could understand that's a game, but this is a fan art contest, not a game. So honestly, why did Activision even demand a huge amount of money like that? It's beyond me. Like ever since they got rights to Crash, the only thing they published was a cell phone game. The cell phone game probably didn't sell how they expected, and because of that, they thought that nobody cares for Crash. They put him in the bank, and that's where he is right now. If you want to know what game I'm talking about, it's Crash Nitro Kart 2 for the iOS. Honestly, I don't know. They're like disappointed they didn't sell maybe how they expected. Well, it's a cell phone game on the iOS. There was no even Android version, so are they really expecting a iOS exclusive Crash game to sell? No, it shouldn't. Like they should have made the game for. They should have hired someone to make a game for maybe PSP, because it was 2010, maybe even a 3DS in 2011. Like it'll be a good test to see how much a handheld Crash racing can sell these days, to compete maybe with Mario Kart 7 at the time. But no, nope, it didn't happen. So they probably lost they probably lost interest in series and just put him in the bank, and that's where he is right now, not being used. Nobody can use it apparently, and yeah, which is reminding me of the whole situation with Streets of Rage and Sega. Like, Sega always renews a contract for Streets of Rage, so it cannot happen that a contract expires and that Streets of Rage became a public domain, because Sega is always renewing the contract for the franchise. But they never basically did anything with it for a long time. Now, we all know Activision renewed a contract in 2011 for Crash, and in 2016 the contract is to expire. So if they don't do anything with it, it's gonna expire. But if they're gonna renew the contract and still continue not to use him after 2016, I mean, then it's just gonna be very weird. Like, same like with Sega. Like, why are all these companies renewing the contract but they're not finding developers for the franchise? Do they think it's not gonna sell well? Well, I don't know about Streets of Rage, but I still think some nostalgic fan would buy the games. But for Crash, I mean, honestly, that would sell millions. And this fan art contest, this could have been a perfect chance, like, to put a big test, like, allow Crash to be there and see how many people will make a fan art of Crash Bandicoot. So if they see a huge number, that would definitely be a ultimate proof for them that people still care for the franchise. So they just denied a really great opportunity for people to see how much they care for Crash or not. So what we concluded with this, we concluded that Activision gives no damn about Crash. They're not gonna do anything, they have no plans, and even if there is a good opportunity to test how much people care for the franchise, they're not gonna use that opportunity, and it's not gonna change. So honestly, the only way I see Crash return now after reading this article is if somebody just has a huge amount of money and buys the whole IP from Activision, because as long as Activision owns the rights, nothing is gonna happen with the series, and that's the final, and I'm pretty sure all of you already know this. So yeah, bottom line, they missed a huge opportunity to see how many people care for Crash, and Naughty Dog is they're probably sorry they couldn't do, because they are aware how much people like Crash, and yeah. So the only thing that we can hope now is that someone, hopefully Sony, will be ready to pay Activision for the Crash franchise and obtain the full rights and find a developer to publish the game, possibly Sanzaru Games, and yeah, hopefully in the future everything will be better. So yeah, now that's pretty much it for this video. So share the article, and if you should like email Activision and ask what is happening. Like, they shut down Crash Bandicoot website, removed all references from Crash on their website. So what is happening? Like, honestly, they're showing it all. Everything they're now doing proves that they do not care for the IP and that they have no intention to use it. So why just not sell it to Sony? Well, probably they want to sell it, but the amount of money is just enormous, and Sony's trying to negotiate, but that's only a speculation. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But I hope somebody is gonna pay that much money for Crash, and we can finally get a new installment. It is gonna be probably awesome if we do, and yeah. But see you guys later. Ciao, matane.